In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus. But before we begin, if you guys can please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. We are inching forward to that 10K.
Inching. What were we at right now?
We're at 9,863, 66.
Okay. I didn't need that exact part in the last.
Well, you know what? Hey, I am here to be thorough.
9,800 would have been perfect for me, right around there. But
right, but we need less than 150. So hopefully we hit that soon.
Yeah, just know you could be the few that push us to 900 or 9,900. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can be the first few. 9,900. We're that close.
We are
inching our way.
We absolutely are.
Although it's gone much faster than it took us to get our first 1,000.
Very true. Took us a few years to get to that 1,000, and then as soon as we hit 1,000, we exploded up to 10,000.
So awesome. Yeah, thank you everyone for that. So
absolutely.
But Mason, it is a sizzling summer. The heat has started. Oh, yes. Buddy. Yes.
I'm sweating like
for
a storm.
us bigger boys, us thick boys.
The thick boys,
the sweat comes. Yeah. Oh my God. Your body becomes a sponge. It's moist. A lot of, but man, it was 95 a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Well, and
seems a little early for me.
I work in a place that has no AC in the building.
Yeah, I work in a really old building.
Yeah.
Also, and it's
brutal.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
They're real cagey about turning on that AC.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be at least 100 degrees until you flip that baby on. But yeah, it is getting hot. That means the blockbusters are coming, right?
They are. Well, kind of.
Kind of not in our current situation. Yeah. But this one is I would say, a legit blockbuster. You have to go and see it in the theater. It's the only way to see it.
And if 2021 tells us anything about films, 9 times out of 10, or I will even go as far as to say 99 times out of 100, sequels suck. And they're never as good as the first.
Yeah. Well, nowadays, if it's a big franchise, they're taken much more seriously.
Hopefully, most times.
Throughout the 80s and 90s, even early 2000s, even if you had a movie that made a ton of money, you would immediately put no effort into the sequel like
Mortal Kombat.
With Mortal Kombat. Exactly. A movie that made a ton of money. You think, oh my God, let's make a ton of more money. I like money.
When the budget went up for that film and it was still
So you think you'd be like, let's make this one good? I don't know. Is that too much to ask for?
To have 2 good films back to back?
But yeah, and The Exorcist. Exorcist 2 is known as like the worst sequel of all time. It's so fucking bad.
Never seen The Exorcist
3.
2.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But Exorcist 2, it's just that thing you try to cash in on it as soon as possible. Yep. But yeah, Quiet Place 2, that's what we're doing today.
Mm-hmm. We are.
Directed by Big Tuna himself.
Hey, John Krasinski.
Who is yelling at you at the start of the movie. Did you get that also?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. My theater was turned up loud.
It was like, dialed at 101.
Yeah, because it was the movie. Because it was the movie volume. You know, they turn it up after like the credits and stuff. But he comes up and he fucking shouts at you.
Did you go to the same theater then? You must have went to the.
Well, I'm guessing they probably play that in front of everyone.
The AMC.
But yeah,
God, dude. That was super loud. Everyone was kind of like, okay.
In a movie that's like everyone's kind of prepping to be really quiet, and he comes in and just starts shouting at you. Hey, thanks so much for being here. Like, okay.
All right, John.
Take it down a notch. But yeah, Quiet Place 2, of course, the sequel to Quiet Place 1, which was a really fun horror film about aliens coming down, and now you can use no other sound, and now Quiet Place 1, everyone knows it started a genre of like sensory deprivation
Yes,
genres.
like the Bird Box.
The Bird Box. I know there's more than that.
There are.
I
There are
know
a few
there's
of them.
one where
But that's the one I think of.
Yeah. Bird Box is the one you can't use your eyes, right?
Yes, the Sandra Bullock one, where she's like, what child do I shoot?
I know there's a sound one too, I think, where you can't hear something that it makes you go crazy or something like that. There's one for everything, but that's what happens when a movie is really good. It spawns just mimics like that. So Quiet Place 1, we loved.
Absolutely.
We reviewed it on this
yeah,
podcast.
we did. Go and check that out. That was a few years ago. And that was back when we were doing very thorough hour and a half.
So if you want
reviews.
a very detailed
Scene by scene is what we used to do. Go check that out.
Go down, check out Quiet Place 2. But I loved it, and we were very excited for the sequel.
Yes.
But of course, the big C hit.
The big C, little V.
Big C, little V. That's how I like my COVID. Big C, little V.
Yeah. More on the, I don't know if we can say it.
But I don't know. Anyways, so we were really excited, but this one, of course, got the delayed treatment, and then we kind of never knew.
Well, it got pushed back more than a year, because remember, it was supposed to come out March of 2020.
Yeah.
And then got pushed back all the way till now.
And then, I think it got pushed back farther, and then they ended up moving it up. I think they ended up moving it up again because nothing's coming out, so they're like, why the fuck not? And this movie has been done for so long. Why wouldn't you want it to come out?
Release it, yeah.
But yeah, so it took a very long time, but it finally comes out to theaters.
And I gotta say, worth the wait.
Yeah.
This was just as good as the first one. Just as good, if not in some ways better. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed this from start to finish. And it had a different tone, a different feel to it, I felt, than the first, but it worked for me.
Well, I had to go back and watch the first one because after watching the second one, I was like, man, I really forgot a lot of stuff of what happened to the first one. Because I
Definitely
did watch
not the same child.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the kid that got
That kid's 14 now.
Yeah, he is.
They delayed it for so long. Yeah. But so I had to go back and watch the first one because I forgot a lot. I honestly forgot at the very start that, spoiler, if you haven't watched the first one, get right into it. Big Tuna, he's dead.
He is.
It took me a second to be like, oh fuck, I forgot he died at the very end. So I had to really kind of recollect of what happened in the first one. But the first one, I love the film. It spawned me a lot of questions about the rules of the world and how everything works. With like, why would you not just live by a waterfall if it's really,
if it's really loud?
River if it's really loud? Why not build a house? Like, why not move to fucking Niagara Falls?
Right.
You never have to worry about it. They kind of address some of those issues in this one, but they spawn a lot more questions too. But yeah, I think this one, the quality is right there with the first one. It's right up there. The tension, of course, is great. No one's making a sound, obviously, because of the big monsters. But something I would have liked more is to see more of when the shit hit the fan. I thought this one was going to be much more of a prequel, and I thought that is how we're going to get more John Krasinski. Not the case. He's not in this a lot.
No,
he does
the opening scene.
He does direct it, so maybe that was like, I'll get out of the way and then I'll be able to direct it. But I know he didn't want to come back for the second one.
He talked about it on a podcast. He said, the Big Picture podcast, he said he had no intentions of doing the sequel.
So
wanted
weird.
to stay away from it. I know, and I'm glad he came back for it.
That was the movie. I want to say that was before the Amazon Prime show that he did, Jack Reacher. So I want to say that this was like the movie that really, took him over to the A-list.
Well, wasn't that was his directorial debut too, is A Quiet Place.
I don't think he directed the first one, did he?
I thought he did.
He might have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that,
I'll look it up.
It really, and if that's the case, then it really seems like he would. Oh yeah, he did direct it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that was the case, you would think like, this is my baby.
Hell yeah! But see, maybe he just didn't want, because
that's
the
what he
sequel
said.
thing-
That's what he said. He didn't want. But there is at this point, there's so many good sequels that he should know. It depends on who's doing it. So if he's doing it, he shouldn't be like, even if I'm doing it, I'm gonna make a shitty sequel because. So he should have known. But I guess it took a lot of convincing to get him back.
It did.
To write it, and I guess they're gonna make one no matter what.
Yeah.
Make a sequel no matter what. And if I'm convinced for sure, had they not got him back, this would have been a shitty sequel.
Oh, it definitely would have been.
And Emily Blunt didn't want to do it either.
But I gotta say, she did a phenomenal job in this film.
Yeah, well, she always does a good job.
She's a great actress, but nonetheless, the performance that she had, the emotional, and I like that scene, you know, to kind of pay homage to John Krasinski's character on the bridge when she shows up, puts the wedding band.
I know. I would have hung it on like a nail or something. I feel like someone's gonna knock that off.
I know. It's one of those beasts, just knock it off and it's gone forever.
Or just a strong wind. I feel like putting it on top of it, it's gonna be like it's gonna be gone. So if she goes back to find it or go back to mourn his loss, she's gonna be looking around everywhere that ring. But yeah, I thought she did a phenomenal job. Both the kids did a really good job in the film. Well, I guess all three kids.
Geez, that kid's fucking scream though. Great work. I really felt the pain when he got trapped in the bear.
Oh yeah.
I was like, God damn.
You know what the first thing I would have done? So let's get in the premise. The premise, it's a year later, right?
Yes.
It's a year later. The first scene, which is ballsy to do. The first scene is the best scene of the entire film. That opening scene of when they're at the baseball game. Everything's normal. Everything's real quiet, though. A quiet place. And then they see the meteor coming down. And there was a meteor that also fell in China also. Yep. But like, again, there's a lot of questions that I ask about these things because no one knew what happened in China. Was there like 25,000 people dead or something?
Yes.
No one knew. They knew something happened, but no one could get on the phone and be like,
no one's in a chopper taking,
yeah, it's
filming this.
These things aren't real covert. Yeah. They're loud. I mean, loud. So that's one thing. I'm like, they thought someone dropped a bomb on them, but it's. So
I guess there was some sort of explosion.
Probably when the meteor landed, I'm guessing.
That would be my guess.
Yeah. But yeah, they had no idea that there was these aliens coming around. But that opening scene is when they first see the meteor. It's a fucking big meteor. My God, dude. That's a big one.
It's a big one. That I would be very scared if
I couldn't believe you see a meteor that big. Because normally you see a meteor in, even if it's a spaceship, you know, in movies, it's tiny. This thing is like the size of Texas.
Yeah. You figure, we're all getting annihilated. That's
no one's really. I see that thing. I don't need to watch it anymore. I don't need to see it.
I'm going the opposite way.
I'm hoping everyone else is sticking around because I'm getting my truck and I'm just heading out into the wilderness to live. But everyone kind of just mills around. That thing lands, and then seconds later, destruction. But there's great camera work. The scene with the bus coming, even though this entire scene was spoiled in every trailer, single trailer that they released, showed this opening scene, and most of it. That was the really shitty part. Because the first 30 minutes, I'm like, is this really going to be everything they just showed in the trailer? Luckily, then the next half is all kind of new stuff that they did show.
I wish they would have shown more of like them like hiding in the diner, in the trailer instead of those cool shots, those cool scenes of having this alien come out of the bus. They showed the bus. Yeah, I know.
That's the big scene. That's that's your money shot right there. That's everything that's going to get everyone hooked in. They showed that in the trailer.
I know.
I fucking hate them.
Less is more.
I hate those editors of fucking
who do that kind of stuff.
That do that stuff. Yeah, But yeah, they showed everything. They that whole scene was so good. It was so well done. But yeah, like you said, or just shown later parts of the movie that weren't as important or whatever. But yeah, that was soul crushing to me. But that scene was still really good. But that was my big gripe is I want to see more of. I thought the entire second one was going to be like a prequel.
Yeah,
and it was going to take place of when all that stuff happens because I want to see how they survived. I mean, how they build the house, how they do anything without making any sound.
Right.
Maybe they just won't show it because it's just too difficult.
Yeah.
Because remember they got to put the lights up. They had to build that entire complex.
But I also like the concept of where A Quiet Place 2 went too, because like I feel like it's another step in the evolution of defeating these aliens because they're starting to get better. They're starting to understand more. Like in the first one, the big reveal was the earpiece and the frequency is what could kill these aliens.
Yeah.
And now it's broadcast. Spoiler alert, end of the film. It's broadcast over.
Well, that's the entire goal of the second one is for the deaf daughter, who again couldn't be there's not a worse person to send out on a mission in this world.
No. than someone who
fumbling around. Yeah, fumbling around. She's got no fucking clue.
No, she's
how
in
much
that
noise
subway
she's making. Yeah,
or that train, whatever it was.
She could be walking through glass and she wouldn't know it.
She'd have no idea. Have no idea.
And that's exactly the first thing that happens. Is a giant metal thing drops. And she doesn't hear anything.
No idea.
No fucking clue. Nope. Not even that. You can't hear these giant monsters run at you. Because normally you can hear them coming.
Yeah.
Nope.
No idea. That's got to be the worst. In a world like that, that is the worst thing.
And that was probably my biggest gripe of this film. And it happens in almost every film. But it's like, it seems like people are risking their lives to make the movie more tense.
Unnecessarily
risk. Yeah. Like the kid leaving the baby and going upstairs just to
look around.
It still wouldn't do anything.
Okay, that
Even
was
if
my
you
only
saw
gripe.
her, you can be like, hey, come over here.
Yeah, that was one scene where I was like, dude, what are you doing?
What's happening here?
That's a baby. Why? Why are you leaving the baby?
Yeah, exactly.
To go like investigate, to go look outside?
Leave the baby with no oxygen. Remember, the baby had no oxygen. Left him in
the tank every so often.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The mom and Emily Blunt, she was like, I train you in every way. He didn't seem like he was prepared at all.
No, he was
for the task.
Very, very unprepared for this.
And of course, he immediately goes up to because the mom had to go out to find oxygen for the baby. Because remember, that baby lives in a box.
It does.
It's gonna have some warped fucking psychology. When it grows up. But that baby's living in a box, so they always need oxygen tanks, right? Or the baby's gonna die.
Right, of course.
So Emily Blunt's got to go out because they're running out of oxygen. She goes
she's
out
also
for
going
too
to get
long.
medicine too for his wound.
Because he got bear trapped. Yeah.
And stuff.
But the fucking kid goes up to look out where she is, and he ends up running into, of course, this giant stack of, I don't even know, like metal plates or something.
I know, yeah.
The loudest thing you can.
Well, yeah, because remember he saw the dead body and he goes, falls down and fucking
falls down the stairs, falls into a bunch of,
knocks over 50,
falls into a drum set, and it goes so loud. Yeah, it's like the loudest shit you could possibly think of. He's falling into
pinball metal balls just rolling down the stairs. You're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Just runs into a pinball machine. Ding, 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 ding. Why does he have all these things up here?
That'd be a good spoof.
It would be just running into just all kinds of shit, like wind chimes and shit.
Elbow hits a horn.
It's just, it is loud, and you know immediately, oh, fucking every monster in the tri-state area is heard that.
On your ass now.
And of course, that is what happens. Yes, but that was my main gripe, is like people seem to be getting into a lot of trouble for no reason other than just the movie trope of like, we need a tense moment here. We need someone, but they just could not figure out a way to write a realistic way to like, I mean, I get he was looking for his mom, but even if he saw her out there, what was he going to do?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
It would have been pointless. Yeah. Either way.
So I thought that was my big gripe of it. But
we got to talk a little bit about Cillian Murphy, though, who's in this
film. Of course. Yeah.
Peaky Blinders. Fantastic show if you haven't seen it.
He's also the Scarecrow.
He is also the Scarecrow in Batman.
Great Batman villain. He did a great job. It is Batman Begins.
Batman Begins, yeah.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy, he's as good as they get, I think.
Yes, he is.
He's one of my
I love him in anything.
And it always blows my mind the American accents these people from Europe can do. Mm-hmm. You would never know he is extremely Irish. Yeah. Which he is. Of course. Cillian Murphy. Most Irish.
I mean, come on. That's a dead giveaway.
Yeah, very Celtic. But he does an amazing... Every time I hear an American do a British accent, it never sounds good to me. No. But when they do a really good job. But he nailed the accent, and he did a really good job as well of playing the destroyed father figure that's, kind of going to take them under his wing. Obviously, I assume, and become the new Big Tuna.
I thought Big Tuna.
He's replacing him.
I thought for a second he was going to leave the deaf girl because everything got taken. I was like, oh, that piece of shit.
I thought for sure. Yeah, that was good. I thought he was going to do that to force her to come back. Mm-hmm. Be like, well, she's got nothing.
Oh, yeah. That was
that's why I didn't think he was just stealing her
gone.
shit. See ya.
But go find a new life.
They took my house. I'm out of here. Yeah. Yeah, no, I thought he was going to take it to be like, you got nothing left. What else are you going to keep going with? Nothing. Yeah. So now you got to come back. But I don't get why he took it at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Defend himself? Yeah, that wasn't quite clear.
Yeah, maybe defend himself, but yeah, it seemed like they'd just be kind of like,
ha. I
like,
got you. Pretty good prank. No, it wasn't.
I was really freaking out.
Yeah,
I was really scared.
Not a fun
I don't know
joke.
if you know this, but entire human civilization on the line here, you're really kind of making this as a big joke.
Yeah, pranks seem a little nonsensical.
Not the time.
No.
Not the time. But no, trust me, he is not funny in this film.
No, he's not.
He's
He's pretty depressed.
He is very sad. He lost his wife, and he does. Well, I guess you couldn't really dig a grave. Maybe it'd be too
It
loud.
would have been too loud, yeah.
So you got to keep all the dead bodies around, which is kind of depressing.
Super depressing.
Because he kept his wife. It's kind of a little psycho-ish.
Yeah, a little bit.
Little Norman Bates-esque.
Yeah, you got to start asking a little questions. How you doing? How's your mental health these days? Mental wellness.
If he's
check.
wearing her clothes and still putting makeup on her,
Yeah.
it's a red flag. Yeah, it's a red flag. But he says, of course, in this world now, no one is worth saving. It took a year, and everyone at this point, like we see in any post-apocalyptic movie.
Of course, the shitty ones survive.
Oh, of course, yeah. Because they're the ones willing to do anything.
Yep.
Right? And we get a good cameo by Scoot McNairy, who plays the leader of the
Marina Man.
The Marina Man, yeah, which was there's a few cameos in this that are kind of surprising cameos. They're really just glorified cameos, but he does not talk at all.
No, he does not.
McNairy. And that's another thing where I was kind of questioning, like, what's this gang like? What do they do?
Yeah,
like I never really got that.
I think it was just something to throw in because like they trapped them, and then it was kind of like, oh, we're gonna steal your stuff, and then they kind of insinuated they were gonna take the girl.
Yeah, but they trapped the guy, and they're like, it kind of seemed like, what do we do with the guy?
Yeah,
like it's so. If I get a bunch of bells around my neck, and I know these guys are gonna
do.
Why am I not making as much noise as possible for them to kill everyone?
Yeah.
You tell me no one has done that? These guys have survived for a year by doing this one trick.
Well, and it seemed like the first time the bells went off, they didn't know what to do. They're like, oh, fuck, we didn't think about that. We didn't think about what if the guy did sound the alarms.
We never thought, what if he moved 5 inches?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, this has never happened. This is strange.
What do we do?
That was another thing. I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. Like, why? And not only that, they had a ton of boats. They never went to the island.
Well, maybe they didn't know the island existed, in all fairness.
But the lighthouse was still on.
Oh,
someone had to be still. Yeah. Remember, that's how they saw.
That's right.
From the bridge. Remember, that's how oh, there's that. And the island, it's swimmable distance.
Yeah, it's not that far.
It's not that far off of the coast, so they could have definitely went over to that island.
Yeah.
They got boats.
Thank God they didn't.
The Marina Men.
Yeah. Thank God they didn't. They were pretty shitty people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I thought for sure their first thing would be like, let's go over this island and kill everyone.
Yeah.
Take their shit. We go island hopping. That's all we can do. Because there is a new revelation in this movie that kind of throws a wrench into my mind of the entire story and everything, is that these things
cannot swim.
They sink like a rock.
Yeah, they do.
So are you telling me, is Hawaii perfectly safe?
Oh, for sure.
Is the thousands of islands, is the Philippines, are these all places that are perfectly safe? Because there's no way a meteor landed in each little island.
Each little island in Hawaii. No, they're fine. Those people are living life. They have no fucking idea that stuff even happened. They're like,
yeah, because
there's still cruise lines going around. They're all having a good time.
Like, come on over, guys. So that really kind of throws me off. Like, is there are these people, because we are led to believe no one's left here.
Right.
So, I mean,
but maybe that's not what they're trying to do now. Maybe they're saying, now it's just these little pockets in these islands of people who still survive.
But it's millions. I mean, it's a million.
Oh, it's a big population
who live on. I know it's
not just other islands in general. Japan. Yeah. I mean,
Australia,
New
Zealand.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like there's millions. I mean, so there's still a lot of people. So I don't think that's what they intended when they went into making this film.
Right.
Is by the second one though, they had to do it because they had to have a reason for that island to survive. But and no one figured that out either earlier on. Everyone should be living on a fucking island.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
There are.
You can go. Michigan's got 10,000 lakes. You can go on an island there. It's
true.
So I thought that was kind of weird. I mean, there's islands in America, you know, people, there would still be a large number of people still alive because of that. So that kind of really throws it through a wrench.
You really thought deep into this, didn't you?
Well, it's not that deep though. That was my initial thought, and that I was seeing a lot of other people think about that too. It's like, what if the meteor landed in the ocean?
They're all drowned.
World saved.
Sucks for them.
And what are they going to do with A Quiet Place 3? They're obviously going to be on an island.
They're definitely going to make one. No,
oh, for sure. But they're going to be on an island, right?
They would have to be.
Right. I mean, no one at this point. What they should be doing with the radio is being like, "Hey, islands,
much better,
much better." Yeah. These things, not playing somewhere, not some cryptic message of somewhere over the sea.
Right.
They should be playing like, "Hey, water, be on a boat, be on a houseboat."
Yeah.
Just do anything where you're not on the land anymore. So I think that's a big. It's like the Signs equivalent of these aliens being allergic to water, right. Like in Science. Like it's a huge thing. Yeah. Like you could outrun these things easily now. Hop in a pool. So I'm not.
That simple?
Yeah, so I'm just not
just
Olympic
right
pool.
away.
You have to have a deep one, a diver's pool.
Because those things are pretty tall.
Yeah, and they can jump far too, so they can jump out to you. And another thing is the entire premise of this one really hinges on one of those alien things just getting lucky, landing on a boat, then floating.
Floating, yeah. I kind of like that though.
It was a cool scene, but it was the kind of thing of like, God damn, Cillian brought that thing here.
For sure.
Like, we should fucking hate this guy.
Yeah, he just killed 30 plus people at least.
And our leader, who's played by another cameo.
Yes.
It's I always like to pronounce his name as Digimon. It's not his name. It's like Jimon Hansu. Mm-hmm. Jimon Hansu. He's fucking awesome. I think he was nominated for an Oscar for Blood Diamond. But he always plays these little tiny bits, but it's a glorified cameo for sure. He's not in it very long. I wanted to see him in it a lot more. But
the way he dies too.
Exactly. That was like another thing where it was that kind of character thing where it's like, I got to put myself in danger right here.
Yeah.
Because it was unfortunate. And I understand what he was getting at, but like, come on, man. You were making the most sound. That thing was following you.
Of course.
Of what
you got to know. You got to know it's on your tail.
Yeah, exactly. A year of living with those things, you got to know those things aren't real strategic.
No.
They're not thinking like, I'm going to trick this guy, go and hide. They are killing any sound that's made. Mm-hmm. That's it. But
unfortunately for him, he met his ultimate.
I got to get my son. I got to get my kid.
Well, just let him sit in the closet. They're going to be fine.
I know. My kid was there too.
Stay quiet.
Yeah. We all got kids. Yeah, exactly. Safest place was right there. Not you running to them, pulling them out of the closet, yelling, "We got to go." Yeah. I mean, that's going to get you killed.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was my big gripe about that.
Do you want to hear one of the craziest things about this film, though?
Yeah, go for it.
One of the producers for this film was Michael Bay himself. Can you fucking believe that? Can you believe that?
I think, but
why were there not? The number one question I have now:
more explosions.
More explosions. Why were there not?
Was there? There was an explosion.
There was.
I think that was probably the only reason we got one explosion. Yep. That was his big contribution.
Because look, I'm not going to produce this fucking film unless we get an explosion in it. You understand me?
I will
China
not
explode.
I will not put massive amounts of money. Oh yeah, you remember what happened in China? Explosion. Bomb. Yeah, there is a few explosions. There's a car explosion as well during the chaos, right? Mm-hmm. Of all, but honestly, my favorite part of these movies is just how vicious the aliens kill people.
Yeah,
it's very brutal. I don't know if it'd be like it's like a one swipe death for everyone. I don't know if that would be it, but it is very brutal, and that's still my favorite part of those films is how they created the creature. It's unique looking enough. It's all CGI, but good CGI. But yeah, it's just, I mean, it's very brutal. He just goes around, the aliens go around just thumping everyone, throwing them around, doing whatever. That opening scene, again, stuck in my head when the guy, the shotgun, the sheriff.
Yeah.
Remember, he's trying to shoot it?
Yep.
And it just tears through that guy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
The worst thing you can have is a gun, and that's a very unique aspect of this film.
Yep.
Because, goddamn, those
But
things
to be fair, those fuckers just hit, that guy didn't know.
Oh, he had no
He had no
fucking
idea.
clue.
He's like, I don't know. I'm gonna shoot this.
I'm
thing.
going to be a hero.
Yeah.
Kill me a space alien.
No,
Put me in the paper.
unfortunately, not the case.
No, one of the first ones to go.
Right. One of the first.
A
ones.
first victim, unfortunately.
May you rest in peace.
That was the thing. Is like, yeah, it's that scene. That first scene too is so good, so tense, where no one knows to be quiet, and the guys in the diner doing the prayer.
Idiot.
God damn, that's
Alien invasion.
Alien
probably
invasion.
Not the first thing you want to do.
Alien
is pray out
invasion,
loud.
school shooter,
Right.
anything, anything that's hunting you.
You gotta be quiet. That's the number one rule. God.
You should know that. You should
people,
fucking
man.
know. It's not time for the Lord's prayer.
No, it's
It's a
not.
long prayer.
It is a long prayer
It's
too.
not time. Yeah.
I think at that point you're just showing off that you know the Lord's Prayer. Okay.
I'm also gonna shove my entire fist into your mouth and shut you the fuck up. Oh my god, dude!
this fucking
Everyone
hunter's
in
on
that
the
room
prowl.
is being so goddamn loud. One lady's on the phone.
Silence your phone.
Guys, I don't know if you saw the environment we're in.
Yeah, the fucking 15-foot alien thing walking around killing
I know
people.
you all ran in here for a reason. It's because you saw that thing murdering people,
Yeah,
and now he's looking. You
massacring.
see the silhouette.
Yeah, he's coming. So, I mean, silence your phones. Be quiet. Quit saying the Lord's Prayer, you dummy.
God damn, that scene when he does burst into the fucking diner. It's
Wild. It's just killing
throwing
people.
those guys with a lot of force.
Yeah. A lot of malice behind those. tosses.
Angry. But I did also want to get, I thought we were going to get a little more into why they came down, but I just don't think we're ever going to get that,
No, I don't
which
think
I'm
we will
also
either.
fine with as well.
Yeah.
I don't need the full backstory. There has to be a reason for sure why there's multiple meteors coming down, but I don't. Maybe the mystery is just good enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to know. I don't need to know that there's some alien leader somewhere sending these guys out. It's just, I don't need a Quiet Place in Space too, where they're trying to find them or trying to.
Just get shot up to space.
Yeah,
Like, what
well,
the fuck are we
it's
doing?
so quiet up here.
Yeah.
No sound. No one can hear anything. So
I like the runtime of this too. Short and right to the point. Only 97 minutes.
yeah, I kind of wanted a little more, but that was the kind of thing. Like I went back and like, was the first one that short? 7 minutes shorter. The first one was. Man, these are the very rare films where like I could have used just like 10 more minutes of something else, but it is good.
Yeah, I liked it just 'cause
I'd much
every
rather
scene
have
was
been
just-
a little shorter than way too long.
Yes. Especially for
But
a
yeah,
film like
exactly. I
this.
said it was cut to where you think in my mind at least, I think they really like heavily edited to get down that 137. And I don't know if this is true, but I wonder as like the longer a movie sits, like the editor and director just like keep going back because this got delayed a year. I wonder if they keep going back and be like, okay, we have an extra year. Let's see if we can tighten this up anymore and keep
even
cutting
more.
it. So I wonder if that is the case, or maybe they just lock it in a vault and be like, okay, it's good.
$1 million question. Actually, it's probably the $60 million question. Would you want to see the trilogy of this film? The third?
Yeah, of course.
I
wouldn't.
do. I, for one, do, because I thought it wrapped up perfectly. And we kind of got the next evolution, the next step into fighting these aliens. And both films were great, so why not get a third?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the third. I don't know what they're going to do with the third. That's the big question is where do they go after this? After they
They could be heroes and try to save humanity.
go on the
and-
offensive, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to figure out a way to like trap them, like make a bunch of noise.
Yep.
And then, but there's never more than one is the thing.
Well, at the end of one, though, there were a few of them who came and they kept shooting them and killing
That's
them.
true. You're right. There was a couple of them. Yeah.
But it's very, like, regional. They all,
Yeah.
like, set up regional.
It's hard to, there's not that many of these fucking alien things. So
Unless you
that we
broadcast
know of.
something super loud.
I got a feeling at one point, like 3, we're going to see like there's thousands of them. Because right now we're only seeing one and they're devastating how powerful just one is.
Yeah.
I think at some point we're going to see, they got to be mating or something, right?
For sure. Yeah.
There has to be a reason of why they came to Earth.
Yeah.
They got to have some, it can't be other than just, we love killing. We just
That's it.
fucking love it.
That's it.
But
We just go to planet to planet.
hate sound though.
Yeah, not a fun. No, we're not
Real
fans of
sensitive to the
sound.
sound.
Don't like music. Podcast, not our thing.
Yeah, they won't be listening to this. But yeah, I wonder where they're going to go with the third at this point. Because right now they can go. That's where I thought the second was going to go, is where they're going to go on the offensive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Not the case.
No. But the third one, they're kind of setting it up for that.
Hopefully they got to fucking do something at this point. Or get their asses to Hawaii.
That's true. Great
The
place
Big
to live,
Island,
too.
brother.
Probably a lot less
yeah.
expensive these days.
Oh my god, dude. All the fruit
Not
you can
getting any
eat.
imports though. That's
No.
So.
They're Hawaiians are probably happier than ever though.
They are.
Fucking Americans. They
Yeah,
got
no more fucking tourists.
trashing up our god. Now we only have
beautiful
giant
islands.
monsters killing us.
That's true.
We will take it.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, but would you recommend A Quiet Place 2?
Absolutely, just as good as the first one, if not better. I don't know. I'd have to go watch A Quiet Place again, but nonetheless, both of them
it's right up there.
highly rated, highly recommended for me. I love this franchise. I want to see a third, so yes, highly recommended. Go see it.
Yeah, it was super good, and like we said, you can go and see it in theaters. Yep. Right now, it's the only place you can see. I would have to go as far as to say it's the best blockbuster of the year so far.
Yeah, definitely.
We have to put it over Kong versus Godzilla or Godzilla versus Kong. Where the fuck it's called? I can't remember.
But that still, nonetheless, that was a good one too. But Quiet Place 2 definitely takes the takes the
Quiet
cake
Place
on
2
this.
is more than just a blockbuster, though. It's a quality action film.
Yeah,
and it's a horror film. So it gets more points in my mind. But yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Alrighty, well, that is our review for A Quiet Place 2. If you guys like what you've seen here, please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause, and until next time.
Bye.